Hey YouTube, so have my infamous jack out under here, and you're probably wondering why the wheel's jacked up. So first we're going to look at this window and notice you can see the condensation. There's a little bit of water in this bearing from the flood years ago. But if you look at this window, well, I guess you can't now, but when I came out here, this window was perfectly clean. So last week, or earlier this week, July 1st, when I came out here to pay rent, I pulled up to the gate after taking this just down the street to the same turnaround that you guys saw Matt's 4290 driving it back from. And it's literally a few hundred feet further from here than it was, you know, from the ranch over there through those buildings. And this wheel was smoking, and I thought the brake was sticking. Brake isn't sticking, but if you remember, we've had some leak down here, and this wheel is completely off the ground, as you can see. And if I turn it, this wheel should spin pretty freely, right? So I'm going to use my foot to turn it. And it still turns decently freely, but it stops. It's dragging. You can hear the bearing dragging. That stops pretty good. So I'll go over to the other side and we'll spin that one and compare. Okay, here's the right front tire. This one's making a dragging noise too, but if you watch, yeah, it's making about the same. It's a lot easier to push. You notice it keeps going a lot more. So this one's wheel bearings are on the way out too, with the water in there. And luckily Rock Auto really saved me some money on this one. I was expecting it to be about $60 or $70 a wheel, and it turned out it's about that much for both wheels. And interestingly enough, according to the parts book that I have from International for the S-Series, the inner bearing, there's two bearings, there's an outer and an inner. And the inner bearing is the same bearing that a 3/4 ton Dodge Ram pickup truck used. So it's pretty funny. So there's a bearing and a race. And the race is the outer part of the bearing. Hopefully those are still good, but what's going to happen is I'll take these rims, or the rim and tire off, and then pull the wheel seal off and drain the oil and water crap out. And then there's an axle nut in there, and I'll have to undo the axle nut, take the brake caliper off, and then the whole hub should just slide right off. The hub and the rotor. So I don't know when we're going to get around to doing it, but there you go. So that's the next big project with the Bluebird, is to get the front wheel bearings fixed. I noticed driving it the other day, like I said, it would not roll when it was in gear like it normally would when it's idling. So that's kind of a telltale sign there something's going on. I thought maybe the brakes were sticking, but nope, it's wheel bearings. So makes sense. When I put these hub oilers on, I tried to get as much of the water out as I could because there was water in there, and there was a little bit of rust on the bearings. And I put fresh 90 weight in there, but I guess there was still some water in there. So, but that's okay. You know, it's all part of owning an old school bus. These wheels spin perfectly, so. But anyway, that's it for now. So stay tuned. We probably won't get to that for a month or two. We'll see. I don't know. The summer months are really hot. So thanks again for watching, guys.